Two of you have been an inspiration to so many young people, and that is why it's an honor for VAST Bhutan. Especially VAST Bhutan has been for now 27 years. This April 7th, we're going to be 27 years. We've been nurturing creativity, and in some way or the other, it is so nice and encouraging to see dynamic people and taking forward creativity with your passion. So welcome.
Thank you.
And, I would like to start off with how did, maybe I'll start off with first Choeying and with how you started MStudio.
The MStudio, it was started in 2011. The whole idea of starting MStudio was, for me, it was like a personal project. And more than a project, it was a challenge for myself to see whether I had anything worth, because I grew up with music, and then I was always associated with music when it comes to my student days, my college days as well. So, and it sort of had become my identity that, okay, Choeying and music. So I thought, okay, so it's like, and also I believe that, okay, I had something when it comes to music. So I just wanted to test myself as well. So in 2011, we started off MStudio, and then ever since then we've been at it, and then very thankful and grateful to everybody who has been supporting and who's been in a way directly or indirectly associated with MStudio, all the artists, that we are still going on strong with it.
So where did your better half come in while you were deciding to build up MStudio? MStudio, the M stands for? Music? No.
Music, and we had
I'm
that.
Sure there must be some
yes. So regarding M as well, even D was there. So that means she was there from the beginning itself, and even when MStudio started, from the naming process itself. So it was her, me, my family members as well. So we were saying, okay, what to name it, and then I said maybe something personal like my studio.
All right.
And then she was joking around saying, Mero studio.
Only.
And my uncle was like multimedia studio, and some was like music studio. So everything in, so the common factor was M.
Okay.
So then we were like, okay, let's have everybody's contribution in and have it as MStudio. So that is what MStudio means. It means everything for us.
So your better half, Deepika, we know that she's played such a strong role in where MStudio and the B-pop movement and everything that has come in. Has this, the two of you, you've been a couple for now how many years?
When it comes to date, I'll leave it to her.
Okay, yeah, that you'll get in trouble otherwise.
Yes.
Yes, it will not, I'll not get into that one. But many number of years, I guess now.
Yes.
At least, not the date.
We've been together since
Okay, I'm going to point
college.
that to you.
16 years together.
16 years
10
together.
years of marriage.
10 years of marriage, 16
Yes.
years, 6 years of dating. And if I ask this, she'll also get the dates right. But then we're not having a quiz. So what I'm going to ask Deepika is that, what is it truly brought the two of you together? What was it?
Before I answer that, I just for gags for everyone. So he only remembers that we got married on Friday the 13th. He doesn't remember the month. He doesn't remember the year. He doesn't remember how many years it has been. He only remembers Friday the 13th for some reason.
Because of the movie there.
Because of the movie, and then, and that's something that sounds terrifying. But you've
But-
got something
but
very
no-
beautiful out of that date. And yes, now, what was it that really brought the two of you together, you know?
So we started dating in college. So then I think it was just purely love, infatuation. I don't know, something was there that we felt for each other. So that was there. And I think from that time,
It was never him on the stage performing.
oh yes,
and-
that was there too.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't from my side then. So when
Okay.
he was in YHS,
Uh-huh.
I was in Motithang and we didn't know each other. But they auto books, remember how
Okay.
we used to
Yes,
have
yes,
this auto
yes,
books?
yes.
And there I used to see all these girls in my school writing Choeying Jatsho 10G, I think. I don't know. Crush.
Yes.
Oh,
Then I used to wonder, who is this Choeying Jatsho? I would also like to go and see this guy. And I
Oh.
went for one of his concerts with a group of friends, and there were other girls who had crush on him. I didn't at that time. And we saw him performing. It used to come on Etometo TV as well. If tomorrow, If
Yeah,
Tomorrow Never
yeah.
Comes? Yeah, that one. He
Oh God!
played that one.
Then your major factor was music, huh? To
Yes.
I guess so.
He was quite popular back then. I still
Alright,
say
alright.
that he is Sonamongchen of our time.
Alright. And he's created so many. Two of you together have created so many now stars in this in Bhutan. That's like. And anyway.
Yeah, so going back to Autobook days, so he was there performing, and I was like, okay, not bad. But I never really knew him. We went to the same high school. He was a year senior, and then we went to the same college. But only towards the end of the college year for him, we got together. But before that, we were like just good friends.
We were good friends,
Good
actually.
friends,
We
yeah.
were friends.
So that
And then-
there's something. Love is one. Infatuation is one thing, right? It leads to another. But then to stick together and to grow together, there has to be things.
So that, I think we already answered that we were friends first.
Yeah.
So that friendship has come a long way even till now. So eventually that infatuation that I talked about gradually turned into love, and we are growing old together as friends. So friendship still comes first for us.
In memo, yeah, friendship, and then to be able to tell, to be the check and balance, to be able to ground each other. No, this is wonderful, and so I wanted to also ask both of you, in your creative process, like when you were. I was earlier asking Choeying that when you started MStudio, Deepika was already from there, from the very beginning. But the B-pop, when you all, did you all intentionally start it as a movement, or did you find it that there was a gap, that's why you started MStudio, or you found that there is a gap after MStudio? So
Yeah,
what was
yes.
it?
So B-pop was an idea that came, into our heads, or rather into our lives, after the studio was started. And like I mentioned, that when we started off, the whole intention was, to test myself, to test the market, and to see where we stand and what we had to, what we had to give to the music community. And at that time, we didn't really have this unique thing in our head at all. But what we noticed when we started was we as in my interest and my friends' interests who came to record our interest were more towards Western music. And then, of course, there was, we loved the traditional and the kind of pop music that was rickshaw music that existed during our days as well. And then we thought, okay, there's a clear distinction between the two. We felt the difference. And we thought that, okay, there might be something out there. And then also at the same time, I think the K-pop was on the rise. And then naturally that became a sort of like a reference, like, okay, so if Korea can have K-pop, and you know, we have something out here. Can it be P-pop? So you know, and not as a product of MStudio, but something that Bhutan can claim it to be ours. And then the immediate next thing we did was go online and check if Bpop, that brand, was taken by someone or not. And back then there were, you know, a few tags like British pop, Brazilian pop, but it was, I think, just by a few individuals. So that's why it didn't, you know, didn't really sort of become a brand. So then our idea was then now, okay, so we believe that we have something. Let's, you know, make sure that we can claim it to be ours. And then we kept at it, and whatever releases we did, we had the brand Bpop. We talked about Bpop, and the intention was defining Bpop and making sure Bhutan had the ownership of Bpop. So that was the whole idea.
So, Deepika, when Choeying is talking about defining Bpop, do you think that while in your discussions, the young people, because by then so much exposure, there is already the internet is there, the cyberspace is like where everybody is consuming, and music is something that we grew up with a lot of Bollywood music as well,
Yes.
right? Through cassettes and also, especially if you're in the southern belt, where we had access to illegal TV, you know,
Yes.
the television, the broadcast. So we had influences like that. But now, then K-pop was on the rise. Young people were listening to K-pop more than listening to a Rixer. Deepika, do you feel that in your discussions together, this was going on organically? People were listening. Did you ever feel that our Bhutanese identity would be, the music would be lost if you all didn't do something about it to put it together?
Lost, maybe not, but I certainly feel that it has grown a lot. Indeed, it found its way back because in our discussions, like you said, people were losing interest in whatever was there, or the Rixer, I don't know. That's what we felt at that time. And there were very few young people composing songs in Dzongkha. Only those that were either related to the music industry or a part of the music
film,
industry,
no?
The film industry, or some who were indirectly associated with them, still had some interest. That's what we feel. And by then, this is around the time of 2010, 11, 12, around that time, I think younger generation had already begun to show interest more in K-pop and Western songs. So they wanted to sing Western songs and other languages like K-pop, but they were not really interested in sing in our own language.
Yes.
So what Bpop did, and it was kind of intentional from our side as well, is before even Bpop came, so Choeying, like he mentioned earlier, there was a group of very young students who had just graduated from class 12 and waiting to go to college. So they had come to MStudio to record an English song. And they did their first song, they did second, third, and there were other, like their cousins and everyone coming. Everybody wanted to sing an English song only.
Composing themselves?
No, not compose. At that time, it was mostly cover songs, but some were even composing, like rappers. They used to rap on a track which already had a hook, but there was a gap for rap. So they used to write their own lyrics.
In English?
In English.
Okay.
So that was happening then. But Choeying is the one who insisted that after third or fourth song, why don't you introduce one Dzongkha line? Then it will give a very Bhutanese touch to it. Then the hook of the song, which is like usually around 4 to 6 or 8 lines long, had only one Dzongkha line. If you go back to 2012, 13, you'll find that in our SoundCloud channel, even now. Then once they were comfortable doing that, Then Choeying again encouraged them to come up with the entire stanza or hook in Dzongkha, but rap could still be in English.
Okay.
So that started happening, the gradual transition. Then it was around the time of 2014, 15, 16. And by now we can comfortably say that full Dzongkha songs are coming up. We don't even have to like claim or anything, but then it's there. So what I'm trying to say here is younger generation were losing interest in Dzongkha,
Yes.
as well as our songs. But I think somehow Bpop has brought that back. So
Yes.
now young people who are, if you look at them dress up, it'll be fully westernized, but then they can sing an entire song
They
in
can
Dzongkha.
compose
They
and
compose.
they're thinking.
Yes,
Even
they're
if
thinking.
they've thought through in English, they've been like they made an effort to
Yes.
put it in Dzongkha, write
Yes.
it down in Dzongkha.
Yes.
No, because I have struggled because we come from a generation where I think I'm much more older than the two of you, but you know we come from a generation where we were transiting to modernization. And then whenever a trend happens, then there is even your parents starts becoming like, this is looks much more cooler, you know, and the West looks so much more cooler because we just opened up.
Yes.
And we were children of those generation where parents had a bit of modern education, gone out of the country because those days schools were not there.
Right.
So, and then they come back, they've had their own influence. And at home, we are neither talking in Dzongkha, neither in proper English. So we were really becoming the victims of transition, but not realizing that we're losing something. And then we were passing it along to our children.
Right.
And that is when I saw when the film industry and the music industry were picking up, and when the government was getting, after a while, saying that our people are not interested in Dzongkha, not interested in our identity and language, but it was coming top-down approach. And then when we saw the film industry and the music industry, that is where I admire how creativity can make such a change. And you did it intentionally, but I do not think so that at that point of time, both of you had in your head that, wow, we're going to make such a huge difference, you know?
Yeah.
So that is why I acknowledge people, and especially from VAST also, we don't need to see things, what is our identity really, and what we do in our life. It has to be true to ourselves, and our heritage, what works and what does not work, but what needs to be preserved, can be done with how it is evolving.
Right.
And I credit that a lot to creativity. And so, having credited the two of you, it's such a huge impact the Bpop did to bringing back the interest of young people to not only compose and write, but also to be able to sing and perform.
Right.
And you won't believe what kind of influence the two of you have made. So I wanted to get the two of you, Guy, your childhood days, because creativity just doesn't come. It is there, but it has to be nurtured. So I want you to express or give us examples of your childhood days, how you, Choeying, and first we'll start with him, your own. Let's look back in your childhood. And what were you surrounded with, you know, that helped you, that nurtured your creativity?
My childhood was all around music, so I think it only makes sense that I'm doing music right now, because I literally, even at home, starting from my grandfather, from my mom's side,
Wow.
he played the damyen, and he he used to sing. He knew how to play the flute, and he used to play all these traditional tunes like Lankelo, and then there was that sorry, I forgot that. So that tune also, the tune that's been played in our Drugia Nalo, when we land in Bhutan, there's this tune. He knows that tune as well. So starting from him and my uncles, from both my father and mother's side, and whenever we used to have any kind of gathering at home, and you know that during those times, everybody used to live together, families. So it used to be a huge family, and I come from a very huge family, both from my mom and dad's side. Whenever we had any kind of a gathering, there used to be a gorgon in house, and we used to sing and dance, and most of my uncles, also my aunts, and that during those days it was unusual for a lady to be playing the guitar. They used to play guitars.
Your
My aunts, yeah.
Oh,
They used to play the guitar. So, and instruments were lying around,
Yes.
One of my uncle, he loved Nepali music. So at home there was a madal. They used to play madal as well, so everything. So I used to be surrounded with music. So
openness, basically.
yes, yes.
Such an
So that
open-
exposure to music
Yes.
and how they enjoyed singing, So they used to love singing, and they used to really dance and sing, and from my mom's side, one of my uncles also purchased sound speakers, when they went to Siliguri and all. So karaoke systems. So speakers were there, and they used to sing, and it was nothing commercial, just because they loved music and singing and playing the guitar or the damyen, And in fact, my uncle, though he was open, this is from my mom's side, though he was very, when he came to music, he was like, very open-minded, but he used to be really protective of his instruments. So whenever he went to office and I came early from school, I used to sneak in and take out his guitar and play it quickly and make sure I kept it the same way. He had it before. Also with the damyen, I gave, because he was very protective of his damyen. So whenever he wasn't around, I used to sneak in and grab the damyen and play it and then put it back. So it's those kind of excitement and
So wonderful. So
love for
fortunate.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
I say
Yes.
the correct word is fortunate to
Yeah.
be having all these instruments around and just hands length away, to grab those instruments.
Although you had to sneak
Oh
in.
yes, I think that was the
But,
excitement
yeah,
part.
again, that's, yes.
If they were like, go play, maybe I didn't, really want to play it, or maybe I think the mind works in different cases with different people. So for me, it was that whole experience where I had to sneak in, and there was this love for music, excitement, and also at the same time, I think a fear of them maybe knowing it, and then the consequence of playing the instrument.
But still that thrill.
But still, that thrill was there.
Yes. So fortunate that you grew up with so many instruments and people who were so open.
Yes,
open. I think that's a very crucial thing, to have households where children are growing up with openness, and just being and touching base with your true self. I think that's what art does, no? In
Yes,
somehow or the other, that's what art does, and fortunate enough that this is not just a once in a year, but almost at a regular basis, and
Yes,
to be surrounded with that.
To add on that, I think even the society and the neighborhood I was in, my friends, my neighbors, just, if this is my house, my neighbors all around you, they used to have these chogos, chogotani. And then whenever we went there, they used to, how it was back then in chogos, we go there and then they used to sing, and up till 3 or 4 or
Yes,
5 in the
yes,
morning,
yes.
they just keep singing. So that whole, excitement and being around music. So from the household to the neighborhood also, all year around, you know.
Then school,
yeah.
then college.
Yeah, then somehow in school also you know, because
So it
I knew how to
carries
play
forward.
some
Oh, it
instruments,
carries
I was
forward those
always
things, yeah.
involved in school concerts. So that, like, during my primary school to junior high school to high school and then college, so then, you know, I was in that circle always.
Yes. Wow. And so, what about you, Deepika? Like, where you uh, maybe not music as such, but any form of, like, artistic endeavors that you grew up around?
Actually, for me, it's the other way around. There wasn't really much at home for me. My mom was a history teacher, my dad an urban planner. So dad had a very heavy influence on our lifestyle style. And we were very heavy on the technical side, like science and everything, maths, homework, whatever, everything. Both my brother and I, we opted for science from after class 10. So pretty studious, not much time for art. But then I always kept interest in dancing as early as I can remember. My mom also, she loved dancing. She still does. She likes to sing as well. She is always humming one thing or the other whenever she is passing by the kitchen and to the living room. That might have kind of influenced certain things in me. But dance for sure, because I used to participate in a lot of school functions, like the national in November 11 for His Majesty The King's birthday. I think almost all of my high school and even primary school days I have spent it in Changnam, doing one dance form or the other. And from my high school days, I still have some names that are being called because of the songs that I chose.
Okay.
The one is Dolare. I danced on Dolare and people still call me by that name. And even in college, I was in a dance troupe where I was in the hip hop group, but there was another Bhangra group as well. And we won this college fest. And then we went to different states, and then we won most of it as well. So that was always there for me. But like I said, heavy on the science part as well. That's how I took up a career in STEM as well. Like I keep mentioning, and that is where I think the check and balance comes for us. When he gets too creative and he starts thinking about all those things that are not achievable, I'm the one who is giving him the reality check. Yes, be practical. And sometimes I get too overboard with the numbers and the papers and what the book says, and then he's like, sometimes you just have to loosen up a little bit and think creatively. So I think that comes in handy now for the two of us.
Right now when I'm thinking, when we do from VAST, when I used to be the ED, then I used to use this a 9-year, when I think VAST was turning 9 or 10 years, there was a video done. And I started using that video. I have seen her on that video speaking. And so she has been one of the earliest members of VAST as well.
Yes.
And I do not know how much of influence VAST has been to you in your life, but looking at that video, you really looked very happy to be coming into the old studio, old VAST, where it was in Aja's attic. And I do not know whether for how many years you had come in, but a lot of this young people like you all then, used to come, have pursued careers in your academics as science students, pursued careers which were not really conventionally art related. But has those days ever been of influence to you?
Yes. I think I've spoken about this in my other interviews as well. I have been thanking VAST quite a lot. Because, like I said earlier, I had a keen interest in dance as well as art. It was just something that I did at home. I used to draw, sketch. But I think when I was in class 10 or something, my dad he took me to VAST, introduced me to VAST, and he said there are Saturday classes, afternoon sessions where you can learn how to properly do art. So that's how he introduced me to VAST, and since then I have been a part of VAST, and it has never left for me. Although I am
people once
in
come
and out.
in VAST,
Exactly.
yes, there is no such
Yes.
thing as membership or no membership. It's a very fluid kind of community, no?
Right.
Yes.
And even now, I still attribute it a lot to the knowledge of art that was introduced in me, and it is ingrained in me that I had a very fulfilling career in the Ministry of Health in a very scientific research field. But when I completed 10 years, I decided to, and it was a conscious decision to go forward with it. I decided to leave it there for some time at least, and then go for a job in the field of communications. And communications is all about art. It's mostly visual arts, but audio, visual, everything. So I worked with Save the Children for 3 years doing communications. And there I could really express whatever I felt through art again. So communication is all about colors, the logos, the branding and everything. And there I could really show what I really wanted to, what I really felt. So that going back again, I think it's all to do with my interest in art and then exposure to VAST and all those Saturday sessions that I spent in VAST, learning how to shade and everything. I think it cumulatively it builds up. You rub off from wherever you have gone, and then it builds, it adds on to your personality, and then now I'm here drifting gradually, finding my way through different careers. So yeah, it has shaped me into who I am.
Deepika, about her, you are the founder of Dzomba, and that's also stemming from something that is, through creativity, and you've incorporated it even in your own lifestyle and within your family, and you build a community around it. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So Dzomba, it's like, how we have spin-off and series this dalu. Like you have a series and from one character or from one scene.
From Breaking Bad to?
Exactly.
Saul.
Yes.
What was that? Yeah, the spin-off, yeah.
So I spin-off my thought is that. So Bebop, because we talked about Bebop. So Dzomba, it's born from Bebop. So his end product, his songs become my raw material. Wow. And I choreograph on it. So I dance to his tunes.
Oh, don't know about that much.
So, the whole idea of Dzomba itself is based on Bebop. So Bebop songs use baby. I started doing choreography. And choreography, I have, like I said earlier, always been interested in dance throughout my childhood days. So that was there, school, college, since it kept going on. But the fitness part of it came much later when I started working out. When I was working, I was gaining some weight, so I started going for body combat class. We went there together, remember? Yeah. So fitness, where I had a high level of inclination, I used to work out almost daily before pregnancy. But after pregnancy, I had gained a lot of weight. I wasn't working out for a couple of years. And then I had gone to Bangkok. I stayed there for almost a year. And there I started doing Zumba with my friends. I went to a few gyms as well to do Zumba, and that's where I got, being a dancer, I got really interested in it, really engaged in it. And then some of the instructors there, they also came to me and talked to me saying that, do you want to be an instructor? But at that time, I didn't really think about being an instructor. Maybe they saw that I had the potential to maybe do a few steps better or maybe remember a few things. But later coming back from Thailand, I started doing a small informal session in the Ministry of Health's basement, doing Zumba with my colleagues, just a basement activity that was happening. But then I felt a little incompetent in terms of teaching people. So I could do it myself, but I wasn't able to teach them and make them get the fitness out of it. So that is when I had an opportunity to go for a training in Bangkok. I stayed a few days extra and then got myself trained as a Zumba instructor. So I got trained. I was doing the same thing in the Ministry of Health, but then the idea came much later to make it my own. So Dzomba is basically Dzongkha Zumba combined together, DZOMBA, Dzongkha Zumba. So I do Zumba in Dzongkha songs, and although the songs are Dzongkha, the moves and everything is heavy on the Zumba side. So Zumba has a Latin dance form. So it has reggaeton, merengue, salsa. So I have those steps, but in Dzongkha songs. So that is how Dzomba was born. And I think 5-6 years later now, we are comfortable to call it not a sister firm, but a wife firm. So spin off that way. So it is born out of Bpop and MStudio itself.
No, it's amazing to see like how both of your backgrounds are in science as in academic studies, and then your childhood being surrounded with some form of the other very familiar grounds with creativity and art around, and then what the two of you have been able to do is then draw that from whichever part of your brain or your DNA or whatever. It's like you built something which I think it's drawing from those all those soaking in and observation and then fine-tuning it, and then sharing it with a lot of people.
Oh, my realization has been that we don't have to look elsewhere. If you look within, you can always find something for yourself. That's what I have.
Oh, deep, huh? Your wife is very, very deep, huh? Yeah, yes, there's something more. And deep within, and this is where we call it creativity really is actually innate in us. It's just that I think most of us, it's a process to bring out what is already there in you and what you've been soaking in, and you hit it right on the nail, the hammer on the nail, and with I cannot imagine how no pressure on Redden, but you have a lovely daughter who is whenever we have interaction, she comes out so spontaneous and with that innocence, but spontaneous. How do you, what as parents you all are busy, but you do seem to always have her around. So if any one of you can talk about your, being a parent.
I'll give him the chance. I'm talking too much.
Okay.
Redden grew up around singers. So that's why I feel that everybody says, she's so open, easy to talk to. In fact, she initiates conversations, and I believe it's due to her exposure to, all these confident young artists, who she meets and who she, in her eyes, is like, just like her friends, So she gets to interact with them. So I think it rubs off. So because of that, I believe that what you're exposed to shapes your personality, shapes the way you think. And she's exposed to all these amazing young talents and how openly they talk and how easily they connect with people. So I guess that's where she gets it from. As
parents, you have never said, Redden, don't be part of this adult gatherings that we're having, or this is work. You all have never segregated that.
No, we do draw the line, but it's like, before we actually start the work, usually we have a conversation, and that's a time when she's like, we'll call her, in fact, she'll always want to join in, and so we are like, okay, join in. But maybe half an hour later, or we set a time, then you have to leave because we then be working. So that's the time. And then later on, when the work is over, again, she would come in and then she'd have, these interactions. But while working, we do make sure that there's a line that we draw that, okay, now it's work. Adult work, we need to work.
So I also understand that Redden is also spends a lot of time with her grandparents, and your father
Yeah.
is a hidden. He hides himself, but he was a banker before. But he's truly a remarkable artist, and it's only today that I get to know her. I've known you for quite some time,
Yes,
but
sir.
only today that I knew that your father had already been part of VAST Healing with Happiness exhibition that was
Yes,
in
sir. Yeah.
Brussels. If you could tell about this kind of relationship.
Well, Redden she has this keen interest towards drawings as well. And though, Dee out here enjoys drawing, she hasn't been doing that much. So we are figuring out that, that it's probably because of her interaction with her granddad, my father. Because he's usually, he has his space and she's there, with him the entire day. That was before she started going to school. And she could spend hours on a painting. And she'd naturally be there seeing him draw. She'd pick up some papers. He'd have brushes lying around. She also knows, like the results of colors, like when you mix this and this, what comes. She knows that,
Color theory.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Like you mix this and this, you get that. You mix this and this color, you get that. I don't know that. Maybe you do, but I haven't taught her that. So she got it from her granddad. So yeah, she enjoys drawing. We have a lot of drawings, a lot of papers in which she has drawn a lot of characters. She's into anime more, also anime.
Her
So
current
yeah,
interest.
yeah. So she keeps drawing those. She keeps making those
Paper art.
paper art, and what do you call it? And squishies. Say, she makes squishies, and that way, yeah, she keeps herself occupied.
So I'm getting into this also so that to understand, how children. It's okay for. It's not even about being okay. It's an essential. It's an essential thing to be around creativity, no, and at the same time, not be too scared about children being together with the people that parents themselves surround. Otherwise, you should not be. If you are scared about your children being around people who you are around with, that means you yourself are not in good company.
Yes.
And so these are conscious effort that conscious or subconsciously, the choices that we're making for ourselves and also for our children in Mebate, no? I also have a daughter, and then that's where I'm coming from. And just so that what I'm trying to also understand whether other parents, just talking with many people, what is it that children need to be surrounded with? I'm trying to see that, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but clearly you, both of you, have been surrounded with creativity and openness, basically openness, and then found connections, and you've been able to draw wherever you are and what you all are doing today. It comes from this kind of viewpoint about life. And you've carried on one of the most challenging, but the first one, being able to be technically you were the producers, or you were the technical team for bringing in a very international artist, Ed Sheeran. And so I would like to, to take on like that kind of challenge. And what was the experience?
Before that, I just want to add on that yes, no, not rhythm, but the conscious effort part that you talked about. So yes, we were surrounded with all the artists and creative people, and also because our house, his studio is within our house itself, so it is just like one door away. So because of that as well, but it is also a conscious decision that we took,
Yeah.
because when she was young, she used to be, she wasn't that open then.
Yeah,
She used to always cling to us. She wouldn't really talk with the strangers. So we purposely made her talk,
Yes.
say hello to
Yes.
people who came in. That was there too. And again, like he said earlier, exposure. So exposure not only in terms of meeting people, we try to take her wherever we are going.
Yeah.
That way, what happens is, we noticed every time she visits a new place and we come back, there's some personality development in her. So she wasn't as open before, she's open. Later on, what happened was, she wasn't used to with certain kind of food. When we went somewhere and came back, she started eating.
Exploring.
Yes,
Yeah,
exploring and eating new food and everything. So that way, any exposure, not just with the artists and people you
Yes.
meet, but exposure to places, exposure
Nature.
to new places. So that way, we also came up with Raiden Explores. There's a small vlog that she does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
So that
that,
is
yeah.
because she, by nature, she's an explorer now, and it is something that we made happen for her. We made her explore because she wasn't as willing before. So, like we say, nature versus nurture, right?
Yes.
So it is kind of nurture from our side, making her try new things. And now she is so much into it that whenever she sees something new, she's like, can I try that one? And it's such a good thing for a child to do that, because most parents, they struggle on, how their children don't eat many things. And she is someone who wants to try, taste this thing, taste that thing. That is there, and she wants to visit new places so that she can go around looking for playgrounds, parks. So that way, we converted that into her vlog, because she is someone who likes exploring new things. So name in itself is also very suggestive. It's like Raiden Explores. She goes exploring to new places. I just follow her with my phone, and then we come up with vlogs for her. So that way, exposure. And there are a few times we
And
have
to
taken...
try out, no?
Exactly.
And it's okay from
Yes.
early, because when we were younger, most of our elders would be like, okay, maybe few of us were lucky that we had open and, not conformed to the traditional way of discipline and obedience.
Yes.
But the learning, and that kind of like curtails you in discovering your own self, no?
Exactly.
So yeah, this is even Raiden as an explorer. We want our children to be curious, no?
Yes.
Yeah, to spark that.
And that, I think, every child has, and
Yes.
somehow through our parenting methods, we
Yeah.
kind of kill it.
Yes.
Because we
We
say,
subdue it, no?
yes, we
Yeah.
say like, no, this is not for you, this is not for you, this is not where you should be eating, or this is not what you should be. Let them explore. If they don't like it, they don't like it. If they like it, they will continue eating it, if it is about food. So in that way, we have always been very accommodating for her, and she wants to go to places, we take her to places, we make vlogs out of it. So I think it's a win-win for us anyways.
Yeah, we just want the best for our children and
Right.
to discover themselves. But initially, we do want to push them, because my daughter was a complete introvert too. So this is exactly what me and Karma we did. We used to just take her on treks with us anywhere, bring her to, expose her to art and dancing, or even taekwondo, anything,
Yes.
anything. Just so that it's okay to be familiar with things, no?
Yes.
This is something. So now,
Back to Ed Sheeran.
we'll go back to this, your experience, and to take on. Both of you worked as a team with an entire other, been able to pull
Yes.
this through.
So regarding the Ed Sheeran concert, we were contacted by the GMC team and the Royal Office for Media, and we were, they asked, okay, that whether we wanted to be a part of it, and basically we'd be taking care of the production aspect, where we facilitate the production side of it. The production means the stage, the lights, the logistics part, and human resources facilitating between that. And you know, and it's an exciting opportunity for us to not consider it at all. So we jumped on it right away because we said yes, definitely we take it up, and we are very thankful for the GMC team and the Royal Office for Media for giving us this opportunity, because it's something we cherish a lot, and the learnings and the lessons we had before the event, the concert, and during the concert is immense, and just to be a part of it. And, for us, it would have been, way more than what we had expected for or asked for, even just to be, involved by name, but to be involved internally and understanding how it functions, what it takes to put up a show like that, the coordination and the meetings, between basically 2 or 3 countries, So Ed Sheeran coming all the way from the UK, and there were partners in India, and us, so
Singapore.
navigating, there was Singapore, all of these, people from different countries coming together, different vendors coming in together and managing all that. And the biggest takeaway I'd say is, funny thing is, like, we feel that it would be all about advanced technology, and that the focus will be all on all these pro stuffs. But what I understood is, like, they focus on the basics, get the things right.
The ground.
They plan something, yes, they plan something, stick to the plan. So it's as simple as that, actually, if we look at it. But like I said, we get so carried away that sometimes we don't stick to the plan, and this is where everything falls apart. So that's why they put a lot of time in planning, in drawings, in what the artist wants, in where the speakers should be placed, attention to details. But once those are through, the rest is
You
just
follow.
follow the drawings, follow the instructions. But when we don't do that, everything falls apart. So
And
like I said,
everybody
sticking to
should
the
know,
basics.
The
Yes.
entire team will know about the entire
Yes,
whatever is going
yes.
to happen.
Yes, so this is where the coordination comes in. Everybody has to be on the same page. That everybody knows what's happening where and at what time.
So it's really, I just wanted to say that when an event like this for our country happens, and for you all to, because both of you all are doers, and more than that, I'm sure you all must have had. We don't know what is the scale of this. It is going to be huge, and what's going to entail. But I think in the grand scheme of things, this is also, now we have, because more than doers, you all are also avid learners, and with this learning, my hope, as somebody who is this one, in the grand scheme of things, whatever His Majesty's vision is, to bring forward, really push in our country in the global, meeting the conventional probably, but it is necessary. We have our own identity and our own ways of doing things, but to be at a certain level of the worldly kind of matching, to match that, I think you all have been able to, you all are doers, and more than doers, avid learners, and got that experience. And my aspiration is that, because we see now with this learning, how do you, it's my personal aspiration that you be able to take this knowledge and this expertise and be able to meet the standards of people, to be able to talk to them and bring Bpop on the world stage, Salah. So this is my personal aspiration, because then I really do feel, I do understand the level of international artists coming in the country, Giddy, but I do, if it's really even about strategy, we have something that is already created. We have the talent, but we do need very strong people to put it out there, you know,
Yes.
out in the global
Yes.
stage.
Can I answer half of
Sure.
it? So, avid learning part, if I may add a little details to it, is the Ed Sheeran concert didn't come to us like out of nowhere and overnight. I think it's a gradual thing that happened to us over the years. I don't know if it was intentional, but first we started creating songs for the Royal Office.
Yes.
National Day songs like Duju Dina Kawalu when it was revived and brought back. And we started doing a few music videos. Then right after, in the middle of the pandemic, we did a concert in the National Day, because National Day wasn't being observed publicly during COVID. So we did a National Day concert in the RM Hall in 2021. It was then it felt big, but then now comparing it to the National Day concert that happened in 2024 and Ed Sheeran concert, now it feels small. But then we felt like, oh, this is big for us. So it was a hall full of people, 600 plus 500, around 1,000 people in the RM Hall. There we managed the first concert, event for us. That scale. Before that, we had also done the Bpop concert on our own in the Luga Theatre. Then 2022, we came to Changlimitang, but it was a daytime event right after the usual National Day event. I don't know if you were there, but then others would remember that we had the DCM trucks aligning back to back, and then we created a stage on top and we performed on top of that. So that happened in 2022. 2023 is the National Day concert where that Cooper song and the flashlight thing happened. 2024 was the next one where Tsering Doji, the actor, his song came on quite strongly. And then the Ed Sheeran concert happened. So what I'm trying to say is, it started small for us with a song for the Royal Office for Media.
But then the willingness to
learning,
do, no?
Yes,
But
willingness to do along with the learning. Because we could do that song, then we hopped on to another one with learning, then with learning. Then every year it just got better
Stronger
and better
and
and
stronger,
better, stronger
yes.
for us. So that learning and experience is there now. So with that, like I said, we can go ahead with promoting the Bpop artist in the international arena. But for that, I would let Choeying answer how to take it forward.
Yes,
Well,
because they're in very good hands. Huh?
Yes.
And when we say very good hands, is because it takes a lot. It just doesn't come. Somebody just doesn't serve you in a plate. Oh, this is an opportunity. A lot of people will take that away from you.
No,
say,
why
you
would
got
one?
an opportunity.
Exactly.
You know, oh, wow, you all got an opportunity, and they go. But then, even for somebody to give you that opportunity, needs to trust. They should have confidence, no, in your capacity. And I think
With no experience, why would one even come to you?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So it just happened gradually and organically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that is definitely the trajectory we're heading, as in taking the Bhutanese artists and the whole Bpop movement outside of Bhutan. And for that too, I think the way to go is, personally, it's just my opinion right now, is now in Bhutan we've had the biggest shows, of course, looking back, 2021 was the biggest show, but it
Yes.
kept growing. But what I'm trying to say is, now, when it comes to a show outside of Bhutan, maybe we have a smaller show first. Because now we are talking outside of Bhutan.
Yes, and then
because
to
we
learn
don't
from
really
there
know
again, yes.
how the market is outside. Yes, test the waters.
Yes, test the waters, yes.
So that is the trajectory, and I definitely see us doing that. I definitely see the Bhutanese pop singers, bands doing that. In fact, a few have already done it, and now, who knows? Maybe we'll have the next National Day outside of Bhutan.
Who knows? Who knows the luck?
That is a
Yes,
possibility.
Perth has
Perth.
a
Yes,
stadium
oh
full
my
of people.
God. Yes, and our Bhutanese outside, when I was in the States, I saw more of the YouTube or Bhutanese. Every household just puts on. You won't believe how they feel connected to Bhutan through these music videos. Brings back their connection back home, feeling for them to feel at home.
Yes.
I was walking into houses with full-on blown YouTube videos of our Bhutanese music and singers, and that is all. It's great to know that you all are going to take it on, and if there's anything that I would like to say is that it's really, really in good hands, and I do not know about really outside, but the region, some of the regions, the areas around, it's very popular. It's only how much ever a person will have a talent, you need this team who will be able to bridge it and then work. And I think you all will be able to figure this out as while doing it, you know. And my prayers and my really for the good of our young people and the country, and I only hope for the best.
Oh, can I add something?
Yes,
because
please.
I feel that we don't really have to be there and do it. What gives us confidence is artists like Sonamongchen and all, they have already been outside. They are doing their own shows. Sonamongchen was recently, I think last year he was in Sikkim. And we saw videos of him performing in front of a large crowd. Every person in the crowd was singing his song lyric to lyric. So that is already there. He has already been to Switzerland. And without us, we had no involvement in it. So what gives us confidence is even without our support, people like Sonamongchen, JD, and not just the two of them, the other who travel in groups as well.
Yes.
They are already going abroad and performing. So that has come up because the music culture in Bhutan, the current music scenario in Bhutan, it is growing. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, earlier I talked about how I went to a concert and school concert and I saw Choeying performing. I'm sorry to say this, but I see that happening very less. So what happened during our times is from the concerts, the artists started coming up. Their interest in music started generating through school concerts and practices. Later on, for some reason, the singing part of it was taken out of the school concerts. And that is where the pool of artists are being lost.
Yes.
Yes.
You're not nurturing, you're nipping the bud.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, nipping it at the bud itself.
Right. So if there is some way to harness that from the youth, because youth and music goes hand in hand. I think there will be not more than 10 youth who are not interested in music. That's what I feel. At least up to listening as well, the youth will be interested in music, and from there the artists, they really pop out, right? And unless they get to explore it or express themselves through it, and unless there is a platform to do it. For us, it was the school days, the school concerts. Then from there on, we had the courage to go to our college stages and perform in the stages there, making it bigger. And then coming back to Bhutan and trying to do something, forming a band or something. So it has to come from, you know, the ground level up. But if in the ground level itself, if it is not being allowed, or I don't know if it is even a matter of allowed or not allowed, maybe something is not happening.
So, Deepika, I hear you. I hear you that more than in a very, very profound way of really looking at art and its importance to society, and also for your individual from the base, from where we start from. It should not be at the cost of getting slammed when you're not even allowed to be nurtured, no?
Right.
So you would like to see that more and not take credit for taking B-pop in the global stage, because if you allow our young people to figure their own expressions,
Right.
no, and then first that is important. And people of influence should not just chop it off. So that is
Yes.
where your concern really is, remember? And that's true. And this is where we would like to see the seeds, sow the seeds at least. Sow the seeds, but how can you expect a harvest when the seeds are not, you have deprived of the seed itself, no? Then they will...
Conducive
Yes,
environment for the
yes.
seed to grow.
Oh, merci, most. Yeah. But having said that, it is our artists and all are doing. But if somebody has to take it at a grand scale, then you do need people who understands and who are willing to do. And this is where I think the onus will still fall, the duty, I guess.
You're not trying to shy away.
Yeah. But do take it on. I know with all humility, I think it comes from very good grounds that you see this, that you're own artist. But if you really want to scale it up, then it's only through collaborations, no?
Yes.
The huge coming together. And then I believe you yourself said Choeying is so good at putting people together.
He is.
No?
He is.
And then
His biggest strength.
yeah, and that bonding. If you'd like to end at that note and add something on it with a light kind of.
Well, I'd like to say that now, picking on where you left off, which is on, the power of unity coming together, I'd say that actually everything matters. Individual efforts, starting from individual effort to collective effort.
Yes.
It starts with individual effort. I feel that it always starts with the individual effort, your effort, his effort, her effort. And now to take it on the grand scale, like you mentioned, everyone has to come together, and put their brains together for one cause. And that is the only way for us to go beyond Bhutan
Yes.
and to make a name for ourselves. So I'd like to end by saying that we have to come together and we have to find a way to work together and make things happen together.
Yes. It's beautiful. You two of you are living truly a rich life, and that is why we are honored to have you in this show, which is called Life as Art. Truly living it.
Thank
Plus,
you.
Khadija.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.